Hey friends, Jonathan here at Night Knowledge. If you go to store.steampowered.com/replay, Steam has a new feature that will show you all of the games that you've played and breaks everything down for you for everything that you've played in 2022. So I just wanted to share with you what I did, because I was just thinking the other day, or just today myself, it's like, what did I play back in January? What did I play in March? You know, like, what did I spend so much of my time doing? Of course, making videos and guides for my channel, but at the same time, you know, I can't remember. Like, there's so many games, and this is a fantastic way of sharing what you've done. So let's take a look at the very top. It looks like here, apparently 15% of my total gameplay time in 2022 was playing New World, and 13%, which was surprising, was Project Zomboid. And we're going to see how that breaks down. So if you could actually click on these things, and it shows here, Project Zomboid, which is a zombie survival game, one of the best ones out there other than State of Decay. State of Decay made my channel, but Project Zomboid is something that it is just so complex that you can do so many different things. There's so many different mods. I prefer games that reward you for high skill. So if you can aim well, if you can dodge at the right time, but not Dark Souls-like, but still high skill is rewarded. That's not really the case in Project Zomboid. It's more about timing your shots and more about, it's really just timing your shots, really. So it looks like at the beginning of the year, I was playing a ton of Project Zomboid. Half my time I was playing Project Zomboid. I can't remember that. If I don't doubt it, but what probably happened was I was playing with my very good friend Halcyon Ways. He is a master in the game. He has like 2,600 hours, probably 27 or 2,800 hours in the game by now. So that's what I was playing in January, and then I somehow, for whatever reason, I was feeling in the zombie mood, you know, with Halloween or in October. So I was like, let's play Project Zomboid again. Let's play with some mods. And then I got really into it in November, and then I'm like, hey, let me invite my Discord friends to play. And you know, I got most of my Discord to play. So Project Zomboid. New World, let's take a look. I played a little bit in January, and then I played a ton of it in August and September. I believe in June and July, I was playing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and I remember near the end of it, people, my Discord friends were saying, hey, New World has a lot of great stuff going on, let's play again. And they started playing and playing and playing. And I was resistant because I had played a ton of New World at launch, and I felt like, you know, not enough had changed, but I got back into it, and it was a lot of fun just to play with your friends again and do high-end content, basically leveling up your gear score, doing the hardest dungeons. So that was New World, and it shows the achievements that I've unlocked. Let's see. So I apparently played 50 games throughout the year. So that's basically about 4 games a month, which makes sense because if you look at my channel, I put out like usually 3 different types of games per week. So that makes sense. I got 31 new games, 15 demos played, and a play test. Maybe that's the Dark and Darker play test. I think there was another play test that I did. I can't click on that. And it looks like another 13% of my time was Icarus. That was during May and June. This was a game that I saw a lot of my Discord friends were playing together, a great community game. And so a big chunk of my time I was playing Icarus. We were playing long sections. And you know what? I think it was Tiny Tina's and the New World. That was right here. So June, and then it just stopped. The thing about what made Icarus fun was the base building for me. I have a great group of friends where they love doing their own specialized things. Like my friend Minori, he would love to go mining. Same thing with Bob. JB, he would be like the woodcutter and the hunter, and my wife, she's primarily a cutter, and everyone would just bring me resources, and I would go crazy and make beautiful bases. So that was my favorite thing to do in Icarus. The thing is, the way it was designed back then, before the current version that you would be playing right now, is that the way to progress is by doing missions, and a lot of the missions encourage you to do things fast and not just take your time. There's a new mode in Icarus which allows you to stay as long as you like on the planet and leave whenever you like, and you still get good experience and good rewards. Back in May and June, that wasn't the case. It was all about missions, doing things as fast as possible, and it didn't feel good because it's just you wanted to spend more time on it. Like you might start on Friday with your friends, and maybe Saturday you're busy, and by the time you come back on Sunday, they might be already done the mission, or they're at the very end. So either you have to get stuff from them, or you just like leave, you know. So Icarus was fun though. So let's see. So 447 achievements unlocked. I'm not a big achievement hunter. I don't specifically go out of my way to get them. 47 days is my longest streak of probably playing. So that's not unheard of. Let's see. How do you compare? Stack your year against the rest of the Steam community. So I unlocked 447 achievements, whereas the average Steam user is 21. That is kind of crazy. And that's for a person that doesn't try to get achievements once again. That's just playing the game. And then I played 50 games. Steam average is only 5. So apparently people have their favorite games and they just play it for a very long time, which is, you know, you do you. And then my longest streak was 47 days. The longest streak is 9 days. So, but that can mean maybe they play 9 days straight and then they maybe take a break, and then that breaks the streak. Okay, so new releases. 50% of the games you played that were new releases. Oh, so 50% of the games I play is new releases. That makes sense because I tend to like to get new games, and I don't have a problem buying new games, paying full price usually. Recent favorites. The percentage of games you play that were released in the last 1 to 7 years. That's true because I like games that have been worked on by the devs and are more polished, so that makes sense. But it looks like a larger percentage of Steam users tend to play more polished games, and significantly less users buy games on day one, or at least play those games during the new time. And then finally, only 3% of games do I play that were released 8 or more years ago. I feel when it's more than 8 years ago, probably, there's something about it I don't like. Maybe there's a newer version of it. There's better graphics, better mechanics, and so forth. Whereas there's actually a large portion of you guys that tend to like games that were released 8 or more years ago. So now this is an interesting chart. This is kind of like a Pokemon type of chart. So what you play. This spider graph shows the kind of games you spent the most time in 2022. So it looks like there's a Western game, Weird West. So that's what's probably giving it this little bump right here. There's a few shopkeeper games I play, or I like the idea of shopkeeper games, but they're usually not good enough to keep my attention. Co-op campaigns, that makes sense, like Tiny Tina's, although that was on Epic. I don't have it on Steam, but there are other games I have, like maybe Back 4 Blood, or maybe Dying Light 2, that would count. Cyberpunk, there was a time, we're going to see when I played it, but there's a time when I was really into Cyberpunk. A lot of people had issues with it. Day one when I got it, I loved it. I had very few bugs. There were some my weirdest bug was sometimes you would just drop down like off a ledge and you would just die randomly. But thankfully, Cyberpunk does autosaves every couple seconds, it feels. So you, even if you die randomly, you can just pick up like a minute back, so you don't lose much time. Colony simulators, yes, that makes sense. And open world survival crafting. So that's like, I believe, New World. That's like Project Zomboid. So actually Colony Sim is huge. Okay, so by the numbers over here on the right hand side, workshop item subscriptions. So that sounds like that's mods. That makes sense because, and a lot of this is all from probably Project Zomboid. I like the mods for Project Zomboid. Added a few friends, added some discussion posts, earned a few badges. Okay, it doesn't really show the games that I uploaded. I share a lot of my videos from my YouTube channel on Steam now, but it doesn't track that. Let's take a closer look at your top played games. New World. No matter if you were helping the Syndicate, the Covenant, or the Marauders, you would probably chop down a whole lot of trees, and that is very true. I tried to raise my wood cutting, or a lot of my gathering, specifically wood cutting, to max level, and I did finally get it, but it took a freaking long time. So once again, 15% of my total play time. I played it 132 times, 18 days straight. So that was primarily in August and September, and then I lost interest. Okay, and then we got Project Zomboid. That was 13% of my play time, 127 times played, and a 17-day streak. And I started playing it this year. Yep, and we already talked about it. So there and there. So there we go. So maybe it's kind of like an end of season type of game, and maybe throughout the year I find other things to play. So Icarus, we talked about Icarus. So May and June, that's when I played it. 13% of my play time, 80 sessions compared to 127, and 7-day streak. Yep, that makes sense. Cyberpunk, okay. You spent a lot of time in Night City, possibly with Pan Am, River, or Carrie, but likely with Judy. No, it was actually Pan Am. So that's 9% of my play time, 50 sessions played, 4-day streak. That was in September and October. I think this before or after. I can't remember if this was before or after the Cyberpunk animated series on Netflix, but I think it was before. Because I love the Cyberpunk animated thing on Netflix. So it was so good. I've watched it at least 3 times now. So I made a few videos, a few guides for it, like build guides. Really fun time. I've played Cyberpunk 4 or 5 full playthroughs now. We're talking about doing every side mission, every police scanner thing. Going to every part of the map. So I've done it about 4.5 times. I say a half because there was in this most recent play in September, October, I had 2 builds going at one time. I had my typical very strong hacker build, where all you do is you hack your enemies, you make some go crazy, you suicide the other ones, and then you just wait for them to take each other out, and then you just cast you just burn them alive or shock them or whatever. So I had that build, and I also had a tech build. I think I finished the game with a tech build instead. Or what was it? I can't remember. Okay, Dying Light 2. I was very excited for this game. It was good. It was also very disappointing. A lot less people was playing it than I hoped. I was only able to play this with my friend Halcyon Ways. I was hoping to play this with more of my friends, because I imagined this would be a very fun game with lots of players. Unfortunately, I only played with Halcyon. Yeah, it was a good game, better than Dying Light 1, but and I think I made a few videos of this one as well. 37 achievements, and for some reason I tried it back in July. Okay, playtime by month. It breaks it down, shows you all the games. I'm going to show you a little bit better way, but it shows you here. So 68% of my time was Project Zomboid, a little bit of New World, and then the other games. I could put my cursor on here. It shows you all the games I played. During my birthday month, I played New World primarily, and the other times I played a whole crap ton of games. Oh, I played Demio, the PC edition there, and I also played it here. It doesn't say it here, but I played that game Demio twice. First time I didn't like it. Second time it was a little bit better, but still it's not that great. So my longest streak was August 24th to October 10th. What does that mean? Oh, that's the time I played. Okay. So I was playing Project Zomboid, Wilder Myth, Curious Expedition, New World, Cyberpunk, Legioncraft, Necess, Four Tales, and The Last Stand Aftermath. So here are my 2 zombie games right here. Project Zomboid, The Last Stand. Project Zomboid, obviously really good. Last Stand, let's see if I click on it, what happens here? It just shows you when I played it. Okay. So I played it a lot right here. I think that's when it came out, or maybe when there was a big update. I can't remember. So let's see. There was Project Zomboid, Wilder Myth. That's one of my longest standing games. I should have some playtime in all these months, but I don't know, maybe there was a short delay between. So this, I have like at least 6 seasons of videos for Wildermyth on my channel. Curious Expedition is going to meet that as well. We have, I think, 2 seasons of Curious Expedition. Very fun game. And then New World, Cyberpunk, Legion Craft. This was an okay game. Necess, this was a fun Terraria-like game that I got to play with my wife. And Four Tales, this was something I was really excited for. And then I played the actual game. Like I played the demo a lot. I enjoyed it, and I got it day 1, and then I played it like for half an hour. I was like, nah, like the mystique about it went away. Okay, so explore the games you played this year. So back in January, we played Project Zomboid, New World, War Tales. Yep, played it how many times? Only 4 times. The idea is fun. The execution wasn't great at the time. Nobody Saves the World was an interesting platformer game, great graphics, great co-op game, and this was something that my wife wanted me to play with her, so we played this, and it took a lot. We got to play it a lot, and fun game. But is there good replayability? Not really, at least for me. I don't want to go back to it. Death Road to Canada, Humankind. I remember I was playing this, I believe, with my best friend Hunter, and I love the idea of the game. The combat in this game compared to other Civilization type of games, 4X games, is much better. You have much better control, but I'm not good at this game. This is one of those games that I love. I'm just not good at it. Like, Hunter will play at usually, say there's easy, normal, hard, very hard, super hard. He's playing at very hard, or or even super hard. Who knows? He likes to play there. I'm more on the easy, maybe normal mode, but even on normal mode, I was getting my butt kicked by the computer. So that's with me and Hunter working together. So I like Humankind, but I'm not good at it. So let's see. In February, same thing. Humankind, Nobody Saves the World. That was Dying Light. My wife got me Lost Ark. I played it for a few minutes. I didn't understand what was so good about it. We didn't play enough of it. Maybe we should go back. Project Zomboid, New World. In March, there was Heroes Hour, which was kind of like an homage to Heroes of Might and Magic. The combat was very different. You have a little bit of control, and you see the actual units in or on the screen. The problem is that there wasn't as much control in combat as I'd like. It's very basic. The graphics are kind of retro, and limited replayability, I feel. The computer's also very, very smart on all difficulties. So the way the game is designed, you could just keep funneling enemies or heroes to your enemy until either you win or until they lose, There was Vagris. I believe that was played as a 100% time. How many times I played? 4 times. I don't know whether this was the actual game or the demo. Yeah. Played a little bit of Valheim. Oh, damn. That was with Hunter, definitely. This was the second time playing Valheim after, I guess, the launch and the craze. And Valheim's a great game, but being that they're a small developer, I feel like they did not move the world afterwards, after it came out. It needed more, and it wasn't giving me what I wanted. So I quickly lost interest in Valheim, because it's basically like, kill this boss, get the next better stuff, go to the next area, grind, keep grinding. And there wasn't as much enjoyment and exploration as it was grind to the next level gear. Okay, so there was Overland, Cannibal Crossing, Forward. I love this game. I wish I could show you guys some gameplay of it, but this, for whatever reason, my GeForce experience does not allow me to record this game. And it's a great game. There's a great pick up and go game, great strategy, yeah, I just can't seem to record it for whatever reason. So remember that the Westerns, this was the Weird West game that came out. Played it a lot, and it's a fun game. Weird West, great graphic style, great stories, great exploration. Replayability, it's good-ish, good-ish. Solasta is a great D&D-ish type of game. For those that don't want to pay the Baldur's Gate 3 prices of 80 bucks Canadian, you can pay significantly less and get quite a good game in Solasta, Crown of the Magister. Very good for D&D lovers. The main story, the main campaign, I didn't like too much. It was a little bit too on the rails. So you didn't have very much freedom of where to go. Whereas their DLC, I forgot what the name of it was, but one of the DLCs allows you to kind of go more in any direction you want, and I really like that. Let's see, Iron Oath, I tried that, didn't like it. Dead Poly, tried it at the time, didn't like it. This is the shopkeeper in me, Winkle J. This is, I keep wanting to go back to it, but I don't know. It's just not good enough for me. I played Barrel Trauma with my friends, my Discord friends, and this is a fun game. If you can get at least 5 people playing, you need at least 5 people. 4 is okay. 3 and less, you shouldn't play Barrel Trauma with 3 or less players. You need to have a lot of people playing Barrel Trauma together. This is if you're unaware, it's a cooperative submarine exploration type of game. Okay, I got 7 Days to Die and I tried it. I can't get into it for some reason. There was Icarus, Deep Rock Galactic. This is when I got back to Deep Rock Galactic in June and July, and this was a great game. I love the graphics. I wish there was a few more classes, and one of the best things that I think about Deep Rock Galactic is the matchmaking. There's always something to do. The maps always feel different, you know, and there's just great replayability of Deep Rock Galactic compared to, say, Darktide. Darktide, the maps all look the same. The classes, yes, they do feel different, but like there are certain weapons that are better than others. You can't say the same with Deep Rock. Yes, there are some better weapons, but all weapons seem to have its place. They're balanced. I was playing a lot of Trials of Fire back in July. It looks like Trials of Fire is a great deck building strategy game RPG. My biggest gripe for that one was that there are times that combat can be really unfair for you. Let's see. We got into RimWorld a bit in July. I love RimWorld, but I think I might have played that a little bit too much. Maybe I need to spend more time doing mods. This is where the rest of my mods came from. RimWorld. I installed a lot of mods. It's not as easy to install, and like you got to figure out the order in which you put the mods for RimWorld, and I don't like that. I like to just install mods and just expect them to work. That's the way I expect it to work. I played a lot of games in July. I don't remember playing Skyrim. Oh yeah, my brother wanted to play Skyrim, some sort of multiplayer mod, and I tried to play Star Valor, but my virus scanner didn't recognize this and prevented me from playing it. I really wanted to play Star Valor. Birthday month, New World, Last and Aftermath, Everspace. I always have the urge to play space games like Everspace 2, but Everspace, there's something about it that I don't enjoy about it. Maybe the difficulty spikes. I'm not too sure. The way you maneuver, it just not working for me. Okay, September was Cyberpunk, New World, Curious Expedition. Yep, this was a typical month for me. And then in October, The First Men came out, and I really liked this game. The developers got me a early access key. I really appreciate that. And in return, I was able to make at least four big guides for it, and then quite a few gameplay videos for it. They made a lot of updates daily, and it was just a little bit rough around the edges. My biggest complaint, because this is basically RimWorld. The First Man is RimWorld, but in RimWorld you can tell you can cue your actions for your pawns. You know, tell them, I want you to pick some rocks, go get food, go to sleep, or sweep, or help this person. In The First Man, you didn't do that. You told them, okay, you are an adventurer, so you're going to do adventurer things, and that's it. You're going to be a gatherer and then a water carrier, but those were two different passions, gathering and water carrying, because you need water for certain things. Or you didn't really control. So your guy would choose to gather or gather water when they felt like it. So even if your colony was out of water, the guy would still keep gathering, and he wouldn't get water. They weren't smart enough at the time when I was playing. But at the time of this video, which is at the end of December, they have the ability to prioritize a passion. So now I can say, oh, I'm out of water. I want this guy to do water carrying right now only. Okay, so there's some more games here. And then November, Dark Tide came out. There was what was called the play test, and then the early access, and then the launch. And Dark Tide, good, better combat, more enjoyable combat than Vermintide, both melee and range. There's a higher emphasis on range, which I think is a good thing. Less friendly fire, which is odd, but that's okay, because sometimes friendly fire is not fun. Not enough classes. There definitely needed to be, it should have been 5 classes you start off with, but there was only 4. They say that every quarter in Darktide that there's going to be a new class. Is it going to be free? I don't know. Who knows with Fat Shark? And like I said, Darktide, visually beautiful, combat fun, but progression not that great, story not really there. My biggest thing is the maps. The maps in Vermintide 2, they were all different, and different different paths to take. Darktide is usually the same maps. Sometimes you're going forward in one map, and on another mission you're going backwards. So you're starting from the end and you're going backwards. So you're basically reusing maps. That's not the case in Vermintide. They're all very unique maps. So that was Darktide, the first man. Wasteland, I got back into Wasteland 3. Tactical turn-based strategy game. Fun game. I feel like there are only certain ways to play. You can't play certain classes. Like you don't want to be a jack of all trades. You want to specialize your guys. You want to specialize them correctly. And there are only certain ways to specialize them correctly. Otherwise, they become jack of all trades, or the synergies, they don't match correctly. So, but I saw my Discord friends also playing this multiplayer, and it looks fun. I was thinking about buying that for Hunter. Not too sure if he would enjoy it. I'm not too sure. A bit of Death Road, that was back in November, so that was kind of like Halloween mode. Bit of trying the new mode in Icarus. This was when Icarus came out with the persistent mode, so you can stay on the planet for as long as you like. There's no time limit. That was fun, but none of my Discord friends wanted to play Icarus at the time. I think they were all into New World still, so that was then. I tried to play Oregon Trail, the new Oregon Trail. Beautiful graphics. I never tried the original one, but I wanted to try and make some videos for it. But what was it? There was some bug. I couldn't get past the like once you do the tutorial, it brings you to the main screen, and when I click continue or new game, it wouldn't do anything. I imagine by now it would be fixed, but they lost me at that. And finally, in December, we have more Project Zomboid. We have Darktide, Soulstone Survivors. This is like Vampire Survivors, but with kind of like Torchlight graphics. Lots and lots of classes, tons of abilities, quite a few maps, lots of unique bosses to fight, and this is in early access. And basically, when this comes out of early access, the devs promise essentially everything that is in the game is going to be doubled. So say there's like 15 heroes right now, they intend on having 30 heroes. There's like 200, 300 skills, they plan on having 600 skills. So everything is going to be much bigger than it already is. And there's already a ton of replayability in this. Great game. I've put out quite a few videos for this. Vermintide, I played a little bit of Vermintide. Legioncraft, Forward, Last Stand. And that was it. So that is the Steam replay for me for 2022. I really hope you enjoyed my journey here. Once again, if you want to go to this, I believe it was store.steampowered.com/replay. You just have to log in, and then you can also take a look yourself to see what you played this year and how you spent it. Well, thanks again for joining me. I hope you had a great 2022, and I hope your 2023 is even better. I'm Jonathan, and this is Night Knowledge, and I'll see you next time.